Leo was a boy who loved exploring nature. Since he was a child, he loved walking in the forest, going to streams, and listening to birds. As he grew up, his love for nature became stronger. Leo enjoyed discovering something new in every tree, every rock, and every bird's song. But there was one thing that stopped him from enjoying this beautiful world: the dark. During the day, nature felt safe to Leo. The sunlight made everything clear, and everything seemed friendly. But when evening came, everything changed. When the sun set, shadows grew long, and the shapes of the trees looked scary. The sound of birds was gone, and only the wind could be heard. Leo's heart would start beating fast, and the dark always seemed like a dangerous place to him. One day, Leo's grandfather noticed his fear. His grandfather was a man who had always lived in harmony with nature and knew its secrets. So, he decided to help Leo face his fear. It was time for Leo to go on a walk in nature with his grandfather. Leo, even though he was afraid, saw it as a chance to reconnect with nature and be with his grandfather. Leo packed his bag with water, snacks, and a small notebook. He wanted to write down what he learned during the walk. He hoped his grandfather would teach him new things in the forest. The forest was quiet in the early morning. The sunlight danced between the trees, and the leaves moved gently with the wind. As Leo walked with his grandfather deeper into the forest, he admired the beauty of nature. Birds flew through the bushes, and the flowers tilted their heads toward the sun. Everything felt peaceful. Leo tried to forget his fear of the dark while walking with his grandfather. During the day, nature made him feel safe, but as time passed, Leo noticed something. The deeper they went into the forest, the more they lost their way. The forest became more complicated, the trees were closer together, and the path seemed to mix up. Leo's heart started to beat faster. The sun was setting, and the forest was getting darker. Shadows stretched long, creating a scary atmosphere. Leo felt a wave of fear inside him. Being alone in the dark made the fear even bigger. Leo tried to calm himself, but with every step, his heart beat faster. He saw strange shapes in the tree shadows, and the darkness seemed to surround him. Was this just his imagination, or was there something there? His fear made him think everything was dangerous. As they walked deeper into the forest, Leo began to feel even more lost. The darkness grew deeper, and the tree branches looked even scarier. But his grandfather was calm. He walked slowly, never in a hurry. Leo stopped for a moment and looked at his grandfather. His grandfather didn't panic. Leo felt a little better walking behind him. He started to believe that his fear would go away, but the darkness still danced around them. After a while, they reached a big cave. The mouth of the cave was completely dark. The inside of the cave looked empty. Leo's fear grew again, but at the same time, he felt curious. The dark might be hiding something new for him to discover. Leo took a step towards the cave, but everything seemed more frightening. His eyes had trouble adjusting to the dark. But after a while, his eyes began to get used to it. At first, he saw nothing. Then, slowly, he started to focus on something. On the ceiling of the cave, he saw thousands of tiny lights. They were fireflies. The cave looked like a starry sky. Leo couldn't believe his eyes. The tiny lights in the dark showed him a new world. His fear slowly disappeared. He realized that sometimes darkness hides something beautiful. He understood that his fear was just in his imagination. This discovery showed him how valuable courage can be. The dark was not something to fear. Sometimes it could hide wonderful things. After leaving the cave, Leo looked at the darkness in a new way. The dark sky full of stars gave him peace. On the way home, Leo realized that the dark was not an obstacle, but a chance for discovery. By facing his fears, he felt stronger. Because every dark place could hide a new discovery. Through this experience, Leo fully understood the power of courage. Darkness and fear are not always obstacles. They can open doors to new worlds. Now, darkness was just the beginning of Leo's journey.